Good afternoon, fellow observers. Today we are going to test 12.5.1.1. It's gonna be a target test, 25 minutes, 7.7 miles. Let me activate FSD. Alright, so I was able to activate FSD from a street parking. And by the way, we are from Bayside, Queens, and we're going to the target at Elmhurst, Queens. So this is going to be a mixed drive, street and highway. And now we're here at a stop. I think we have a clear path here. All right, good, good. And okay, so this is interesting because right now it is Saturday, August 10th, and it's at 1:59 p.m. And as you can see, there is a bit of buildup here, and we are not sure how to navigate this one. And we have to go straight. And let's see how FSD is gonna be doing. So we are, instead of making a straight here, there's a lot of traffic, so we are making a left. So FSD is actually doing its own maneuver, and it's gonna make a right here at Springfield Blvd. So this was the first test here on this intersection in this particular scenario. So that was interesting, and I think it has to do with the assertive profile. That's why it just kept on moving forward and make a left and trying to inch its way into position. So we have a green light here now, and we are activated with the
Springfield Blvd.
with the right turn signal. Okay, so I think FSD is avoiding traffic at this point. And now we are at Springfield Blvd. So we are at an all-way. Okay, clear. Okay, now we are at a red light. Okay, now we're moving here.
In 500 feet, turn right onto 56th Avenue, then turn left onto 220th Street.
Okay, so we are about to make a right.
Now turn right onto 56th Avenue.
But we got a yellow light here, so we're gonna wait. Okay, so as you notice, the car is creeping forward just by a bit, and that's interesting. So now we are at a green. We are making a right here. Okay, good. Alright, now we're making a left.
Now turn left onto 220th Street. In 500 feet, turn left onto 58th Avenue. Now turn left onto 58th Avenue.
Now we're making a left turn here. Alright, good. We're on a green light, so it's good.
Now turn right onto Springfield Blvd.
Okay, so we have a green light here, and I might have to press the accelerator. Okay, good. I didn't press the accelerator. I think it was just waiting for a bit of room here on this street. But because I was noticing cars behind me, I was contemplating of doing that, but I think it was good enough for this particular case of not pressing the accelerator. Okay, so I do believe we have now a green light here, and we will be turning right on this way.
Now turn right onto Horace Harding Expressway.
Okay. Alright, this is an interesting situation because you have a bus here, and I would think that FSD would have made a right before this bus, but it went forward. So let's see what happens, and I have to be ready to disengage. Okay, so now we have a green light. And this might present some issue here. Okay, so FSD is not making a right turn, it's just going straight.
Now turn left onto Horace Harding Expressway.
Okay, good. Okay, good maneuvering here. Man, this is...
In 500 feet, turn right onto 64th Avenue.
This is really testing traffic that is not the usual. So... Okay, so we have a case here that FSD is giving way for that pedestrian.
Now turn right onto 64th Avenue.
Now I know that on the comments, people have pointed out that I have to watch out and should maintain the right of way because there are cars behind me and you're presenting yourself at a higher risk of having a rear end collision. But when I checked a while ago, there were cars, but they were still approaching behind me and it was very slowly because the streets were crowded. So I just let it be for that particular case. But I have to say that because those are the things that you need to consider whenever you have FSD activated and you encounter pedestrians that is not on a crosswalk.
In 500 feet, turn right onto Bell Boulevard. Now turn right onto Bell Boulevard.
So now we're making a right here to Bell Boulevard.
In 500 feet, turn left onto Horace Harding Expressway.
I think I have to say, okay, now we have a green light. I think FSD assertive...
Now turn left onto Horace Harding Expressway.
Assertive profile comes in handy in these cases. So far, there hasn't been any like questionable maneuvers by the assertive profile. So I will continue to test and make this as a standard profile because I think for New York City driving, you really need to have that assertive profile or else you'll get stuck. So we didn't make it for the green light here. And let's see how FSD will do this because this is an interesting intersection because if we have a green light, the opposite traffic has a green light. But then to my left here, there's not much of space for this incoming vehicles to go in. So they will most likely block this intersection. But I want to see how FSD will handle this left turn. Okay, so we have a green light here. Alright, so I have to press the accelerator now because the car was giving me some leeway. So that was a human intervention from my end. So as you can see here, Horace Harding is under, LAE, Long Island Expressway, or Interstate 495, I-495. There's a lot of construction going on in this area, and that's why you see a lot of work zones. So we just crossed on a green light. And soon we will be going to I-495. So FSD is a bit awkward here because there are no lanes. It doesn't know where exactly it should place itself. So now we are supposed to make a bare left here after this light.
In 500 feet, take the Interstate 495 west ramp on the left.
So we are making a left here, but I don't think we'll make it because
now
of
take
this
the
car.
Interstate 495
Okay,
west
so-
ramp on the left.
So it gave us some room, and shout out to that car. And now we're merging to Long Island Expressway. Alright, good. Now we're going over to... Okay, so it postponed the lane change. Okay, now we're making an attempt here. Alright, good. And making another one to the passing lane. Alright, good. Okay, so we're making a lane change to the middle lane. So you can see this part of the LIE, it's much more free-flowing than the opposite side. And just a trip update, we are 12 minutes away, 3.3 miles.
In 1 mile, take exit 22A on the right toward Grand Central Parkway.
Okay, good, slow down. So just an update for the nav. We are exiting in 0.7 miles, which was not the route that we did for 12.5. So we're going to exit on 22A, which is 0.6 miles away now. Okay, now we're making an attempt. Okay, that was postponed. Okay, now we also have a postponed lane change. Okay, several now. Okay, so FSD knows that it has to go to this right lane. Okay, so it postponed that. And have to be careful with lane changes now because it's crowded, as you can see. A lot of cars. So I'm pressing the accelerator because we're slowing down so much. Now this is really testing 12.5.1.1 lane change skills. I think we do have a window here now. Alright, good, that was good. Okay, there was a bit of a jerk to the left and then committed fully to the lane change. So that was an interesting test of lane changing.
Now take exit 22A on the right. In 1,000 feet, take the ramp on the left toward Manhattan.
Okay, now we are going straight. I do think FSD is avoiding traffic. If you could
Now take the ramp on the left toward Manhattan.
If you could observe the one on the left side versus the current road that we're in.
In 1,000 feet, take the ramp on the left toward Manhattan. Then take the ramp on the left toward Manhattan.
So this has been what I've noticed with FSD, especially if
Now
you're on a
take the
highway
ramp on the left toward Manhattan.
and there's traffic on the main road. FSD will take the service roads just to avoid traffic.
Now take the ramp on the left toward Manhattan.
Okay, I do believe FSD is contemplating making a lane change. Okay, now it did. It's now a postponed one though, so okay, good. We're good. So I think twice already we had that jerk to the left side before making a lane change to the right. So I just want to know, have you guys experienced that for 12.5.1.1? Okay, now we're making a lane change again. Okay, it postponed that. Now we're exiting instead of sticking to here.
In 1,000 feet, take exit 19 on the right toward Queens Blvd.
I think that was a good decision because it's less crowded here.
In 500 feet, take the Interstate 495 West, Long Island Expressway ramp on the left. Now take the Interstate 495 West ramp on the left.
So FSD was a bit unsure in that past few seconds, either to go to this right lane or on the left. That was interesting. So we have a green light here. And just a trip update, we are 5 minutes away, 0.7 miles.
In 1,000 feet, take the ramp on the right toward Queens Blvd. Now take the ramp on the right toward Queens Blvd.
Okay, so we are at a flashing light yellow and there's a lot of pedestrians. And I think we have some window here. And good, it's pausing and then moving forward. Okay, now we are at a stop here at the right on turning right. So we should be moving forward. Right, good. Okay, that was an assertive move there. Like inching forward and turning right. Now the thing is, that car, and shout out to that car, it was very patient and just gave way for us to make the turn. So again, this is what...
In 500 feet, turn right onto 56th Avenue. Your destination will be on the left.
So this is what you have to consider when doing an FSD. Like, sometimes you get drivers who will give way, sometimes there are drivers who won't. So you have to be very alert in those kind of situations. So now we are crossing here. Alright, so it's good that we are inching forward, but this seems to be not enough because we are blocking this intersection here. Okay, good thing we're moving bit by bit. Okay, good adjustment here. So this right lane always gets blocked because of people parking, and that's a good adjustment for FSD. Okay, so we are moving forward now. And we will be turning right to our destination.
Now turn right onto 56th Avenue.
Now we're making a right here, so this is also another challenge because there are pedestrians. Okay, good. We have some, okay, good adjustment by FSD there. I was about to push the brakes to disengage, but it stopped.
Now your destination is on the left.
It noticed the pedestrian. So now we are here. I'm going to deactivate FSD and give my takeaways. So we have an interesting target test today for 12.5.1.1. We started off able to activate FSD, started moving right away, and it was able to merge to a lane.
Now turn left onto 90th Street.
It was able to merge to a lane that was very crowded, and the thing is, FSD didn't follow the nav because it wasn't able to follow it because of the traffic. So it made a left turn instead of going straight, and then a lot of adjustments made by FSD there with what you call the crowded street, and made a U-turn, and also adjusting to a pedestrian to cross. But then again, when that thing happened, a pedestrian crosses that's not on a crosswalk, one has to be very careful in those kind of situations because you'll put yourself at risk for rear end collisions if the vehicles behind you are running fast and then suddenly FSD stopped. And also with the adjustment to the road work and a lot of recalculation because of the construction, FSD was able to do reroutes and choose the faster route, and I think that was good. It was able to find its way to Long Island Expressway, although at times on an unmarked lane where the lanes are not painted, FSD is kind of awkward in navigating there, but still it was still able to move. And also when we were on LIE, it was smooth at first, and then we exited towards the service road of LIE towards Grand Central just to be faster, and it was tested with the lane changing ability, so I think it went okay, although there were 2 lane changes that when it committed to make a lane change to the right, prior to making that full committed turn, lane change, it actually jerks a bit to the left and then fully commits to the lane change. So that was interesting. It happened twice. And then also on going to the service road again to Horace Harding, I think there was a time where FSD kind of went to the right lane and then went back to the leftmost lane, and then it was good after that. Also, I have to point out, with the flashing yellow, FSD will stop at the flashing yellow and also considers the pedestrians, but sometimes it is slow. In this case though, there were no cars behind me, so it was not a problem. And also the right turn right after the flashing yellow, one has to be very careful when you have FSD activated, because they're not all drivers are not going to give way for you when FSD makes a right and there's an incoming vehicle. So earlier the driver was very generous in giving that space for us to make the turn. And then also it has a way to adjust. FSD is able to adjust to double parked cars and made a lane change. And also with the right turn to destination, FSD was also doing well in that and was able to adjust to crossing pedestrians and even ones that were a bit fast on their walk, and then FSD is about to move forward, but FSD is able to stop as well. So those are my takeaways for this test, and if you find this video helpful or of value, please like and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.